Well, hey guys, so today the long-awaited EV800 goggles have come in. Let's get everything out of the box, take a look at it. Okay, so here's everything that comes in the box. You get the goggles itself, you get a cleaning cloth, instruction manual, your linear polarized antenna, you get a USB charging cable, and this is the AC adapter for the USB cable. This is the barrel cord that plugs into the goggles. And then there's another power cable here for a JST battery. If you want to charge the internal battery with an external battery, I think it's 2 to 3S, I believe, is the voltage range. And then you get a headphone jack here adapter. Looks like this headphone jack adapter is a 3.5mm to 2.5mm adapter. So looking at the top of the goggles, you got your band and channel selector buttons, a menu button, another set of band and channel selector buttons here, power button, a battery indicator light, your antenna connector, and a auto search button. Here's your charging port. That's the front. Here's the bottom. Here's the bottom with the tripod mount. And here's the front that goes on your face. And interestingly, it is not foam. It is some sort of a dense rubber material. I have a feeling this is not going to be the most comfortable. We'll have to see. It's your strap for your head, adjustments on the side. I believe this will just slide up. There it goes. And then this will just pop off. If you want to just use this as an FPV monitor, you can do that. It's a matte screen. So look at the lens here. I think there's a film on there, and okay, this is not an acrylic lens. This is a Fresnel lens. You can see the lines there, so you can clearly see the rings there in the middle. And from this angle, you can clearly see it's a Fresnel lens. Okay, let's put this back together and turn it on. So it looks like on the headband you got a Velcro adjustment on top, and you got these two side adjustments here and here. Alright, let's turn this on. Okay, so it appears that these buttons have the same function. Channels go up and the bands go up. It's not a up and down function, so they looks like that they just have a duplicate set of buttons here that do the same thing. Anyway, I have my video transmitter here, and have it on D7, so which is 5860, and moving my video transmitter around my camera. Image looks pretty nice. See if the camera can't stay in focus. Okay, so here's a look at the screen through the mask using the lens. And I got the camera to focus on the video screen, so it's a pretty good indicator of how the screen's going to look. So there is the actual screen itself. And moving the camera around on my video transmitter. Pretty good image. So it looks like we have a little bit of an OSD here. We got your signal strength indicator in the upper left, your channel, band, and channel number. And then on the right you have a battery charge indicator. Now when I was actually wearing this, I didn't really see any of the lines, as you can see here in the video. the line show, but you don't really see that when you wear them when you wear the goggles. Also, something that should be noted is there's no lens adjustment on the side. It's just a fixed focus. It didn't seem to bother me. I'm nearsighted and I wear glasses, and I was wearing the goggles without my glasses, and I could focus perfectly fine and get a clear image. The material that's on the goggles is like a matte plastic, soft touch plastic. But it's a hard plastic all around, very hard. And size-wise, it actually looks a bit smaller than I expected. I thought it'd be a little bit bigger, and I thought it'd actually be a little bit heavier, and it does feel rather light. So I'm gonna give it a weigh right now and see how many grams it is. So it comes out to 400 grams even. So yeah, this has a built-in battery and receiver, so there's no additional components you have to carry with you, which is kind of convenient. Kind of like that. It's even yeah, it's like an all-in-one. Basically, you can just carry this with you and don't have to worry about any extra batteries, as long as, of course, the internal battery is charged, and just turn it on, tune to your channel. Okay, so I want to see how much these weigh, or how much my Fat Sharks weigh. So let's get a weight on my Fat Sharks here. This is the Dominator V3. A little over 300 grams with the battery. And you can see the size comparison of the Fat Shark goggles next to the EV800s. Okay, so I'm going to try these on and see how they feel. So I did have to loosen the straps up a little bit. They were a little bit tight, but now that they're loose, it's a pretty good fit all around. I don't have any light leakage. There's a little bit of light leakage underneath here at the nose area. It's not that noticeable. The weight of this isn't too bad on my cheekbones here, but I think that I'm gonna have to probably put some foam here on the cheekbone areas right here near my nose. I think the weight of that after wearing these for a little while is probably going to be noticeable. The rest of the areas that are touching my face feel fine. It's just the cheekbone areas right here. It's these areas right here that are on my cheekbones that are applying some pressure. And I think that it's going to, if I wear this for a while, it's probably going to be a bit uncomfortable. So I think if I find some like foam or something, like that'll probably help a lot. I don't know why they didn't provide any foam here. It's a good fit ergonomically, but man, why did they put any foam in this? It's just crazy. Okay, we're going to take a closer look inside the goggles. I'm going to take it apart and see what kind of components we have inside. I'm going to take off 4 screws here. So I think it looks like the buttons and the circuit board are connected to the screen, so it'd be easier to take the bottom off instead of the top. Okay, so there's the battery, the blue heat shrink there. It's a very thin battery. Alright, this is rather fiddly here. Okay, so I've managed to get the top off. It looks like there's nothing connecting it there, it's just the antenna holding it in place. And it looks like the battery is stuck in there pretty good. So I think, yeah, I'm not going to be able to get that out of there. Looks like should be able to pop off this connector here. This one right here. So then once you've got the battery disconnected, you should be able to slide the screen and the circuit board off here. Yes. And that's what the bottom of the housing looks like with the battery. It's a really small battery. It's a one cell, I think it's a 2000 milliamp hour battery. But it does appear to be plenty of space in here, so you could possibly upgrade this to a bigger battery at some point if you wanted to. I may actually do that. So here's the screen itself. It's the matte finish. And there's the numbers indicating what kind of model it is. I'm not really sure what those numbers mean. If anyone watching this video knows, let me know in the comments below. I'd appreciate it. And here's the circuit board with the receiver and the connection to the monitor. I'm going to measure the voltage on the battery. I just fully charged it. One of the things that I've noticed on the battery level indicator in the OSD is that when you first turn it on, it's full, but then it immediately goes down from 3 bars to 1 bar. Stays there for a little while, and then it goes to empty for a long period of time. Really, I haven't really measured it yet, but maybe an hour or 2 hours or more, and then it finally dies. But having a battery indicator doesn't work that well like that, and isn't very helpful. So I just charged this last night until the green light turned off, so it should be completely full. Let's see here what the multimeter says. Okay, so right now it's at 4.14 volts. So it's not quite a full 4.2 volts. And I think we got a little hot glue right there. It's holding it in place. I think that's it. So just a little bit of hot glue is holding it in place right now. And there's no indications as to what kind of battery this is. It's otherwise held in by friction, so definitely I think we could put a different battery in here. Don't know if I can go to a 2-cell. That would be nice. I don't think we can get much bigger than this 2000 milliamp in here. It just kind of slides in. But there's definitely room to put either more batteries or a thicker battery. So I'll look into that. Okay, so hey guys, I've been using these goggles for about a week now, and flying quite a bit with these, and overall my impressions are pretty good. There's a few things that I think that they should improve on, and I'll mention those as well, but let me go over the things that I like first. I like the fact that it's light, it's compact, it has a built-in battery, and it's very convenient as long as this is charged, just to have this available to quickly go and fly some FPV without having to worry about bringing batteries with you. It's an all-in-one unit. I do like the fact that you can take this apart and just use the screen by itself with a small tripod. And I've been actually using this on my workbench here for testing. So I just put it on the table here, and I can just see do some quick testing here, and it's very light. Now the receiver here is very good. I haven't had any issues with signal loss at good distances, and I like the fact that on these goggles you can actually tune your actual band and channel, whereas on I think something like the Cyclops from Hobby King, all they have is the auto search button, and it's sometimes hard to tell what actual channel you're tuned into. And the auto search button on this particular goggle doesn't work that great. It sometimes gets the channel on the first try, sometimes it doesn't. You have to try a couple times to hit the button, and it'll scan through all the channels again. And I think that's sort of the issue with these auto scan functions, is that it'll find a channel that's on a different band, but say like 5 or 10 megahertz away, and think that that's strong enough, and lock into that channel, which is actually pretty close. And when you're nearby, the video will be fine, but then when you fly away, you start getting breakups right away. For example, if you're on Fat Shark 7, which is 5860, but you use the auto scan function and it locks into band A1, which is, I think, the DJI band, which is, sorry, if you lock into one of the other, or maybe I think it's Boss Cam 1, that's actually 5865, and so you're 5 megahertz off. It looks great when you're nearby. You go fly away, and then all of a sudden you start getting massive video breakups. So that's one of the downsides of having auto scan, which is one of the reasons I don't like it and I don't use it. And I like the fact that you can just tune into your actual channel as long as you know what it is, which you should. Now the screen itself is very bright and clear. I have no issues with the lens being not adjustable, and that just might be me and my particular vision. It's not bothering me at all. So I think that if you are concerned about the lens not being adjustable, you really ought to find someone who has these and try them out yourself before you buy them. Now, one of the things that I don't like about this is that they don't provide foam in the face area here. And for me, it's not that bad because I actually don't feel anything on the sides, and on my forehead it doesn't actually feel uncomfortable at all. It does feel a little bit uncomfortable in the cheekbone areas here from the weight of the goggles, and all I did was I just used that, this is kind of ghetto, but I just used some double-sided foam tape, and then this is the packing foam that the goggles were shipped in, and surprisingly putting just this on has worked for me, and I don't really notice the weight of the goggles anymore, and it actually doesn't feel uncomfortable for me. Then it just required a little bit of foam. It's very thin. I'm sure that there's going to be lots of other people getting this, and they're going to be modding this, putting the thicker foam, maybe the insulation foam you can get from the hardware store, to fit this. And it shouldn't be that hard. You just get some 3M double-sided tape and some foam and stick it on here. Isn't that big of a deal. The second thing I don't really like about this is that the battery indicator that's on the on-screen display doesn't seem to work that accurately. I'll charge this up to full charge overnight, turn it on, and you'll get 3 bars of battery for maybe 10 seconds, and it'll go down to 2 bars, and then shortly thereafter it'll go down to 1 bar, and it really shouldn't do that. And I'm not really sure why it's doing that, because the goggles do last a long time on the battery. I've used them for at least 2.5 hours straight, and so it's not a problem with the battery. It's a problem with the OSD, or the indicator light on the OSD that's measuring the battery voltage. They just need to adjust that so that it accurately reflects how much time you have left on the goggles, because right now it goes down to like 0 bars, and you're not really sure how long you've been flying on it, and that could cause some problems for people. And the last thing that I don't really like, and it's not really that big of a downside, is that it doesn't come with a DVR. And what's one of the things I liked about the my Fat Sharks is that they have a built-in DVR, and it, when I want to do some quick FPV, I want to just take this and just put them on, hit a record button, and record my flights in an all-in-one unit. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to mod this in a future video. I'm going to be adding this new Eachine DVR that's coming out, and probably put this on the top here, and then that'll really make this an overall a good unit for me that I could use as a secondary unit to my Fat Sharks. I can just carry this around in the car, just make sure that the battery's charged, and I can use it anytime. And with the DVR, I can record my flights. So stay tuned to my channel for a future video on that. That'll be an interesting mod, and I think that a lot of people that have these goggles and want to add a DVR for really cheap, it's less than $20, that'll be a really good mod to put on here. Anyway guys, I hope you liked this video. I'm sorry it's been a little bit long, but there's a lot to cover in these goggles, and I think that there's going to be a lot of interest in these because they're very inexpensive and they have a lot of benefits. I personally like these a lot, but if you have any questions about these, let me know in the comments below, and I'll try and answer them as soon as possible. And I'll talk to you guys in the next video.